What is up, guys? It is no longer Mr. Sports Freak 56. It is now, moving forward, Irish Benjamin 57. So, yes, the name changed. I wanted to change the name, make it a little bit more Irish friendly, I should say. But yes, so I changed the name. The other reason is I just really didn't like Mr. Sports Freak name a ton. It was kind of one of those names that I used when I first started my YouTube channel, and I really didn't start it off as a YouTube channel to actually be a channel, more just like watching videos and commenting on stuff. So there's that. So, welcome back. Notre Dame football is back. 2019 season is upon us. Notre Dame took on the University of Louisville in Louisville and came away victorious 35-17. Now, a lot of stuff has been said about this game. Lots of stuff. People were not happy with Notre Dame. And when I say people, I say Notre Dame fans. And a little bit of the media as well. But overall, fans were not happy about the University of Notre Dame's performance against Louisville. I will talk mostly about the team. I will only talk a little bit about individual players because it is still very early in the season. But I think there's a lot of overreacting going on in this game, with this game and overall. So, the first thing is the team overall. Won 35-17. It was a sloppy game. I mean, there were turnovers. There was lots of penalties. The offense didn't click like people were expecting it to. The defense, you could tell, took a while to really dig in and get used to Louisville. So, yeah, people weren't too thrilled. But I did read on Twitter, and I want to read it here. This is not my tweet. This is Brian Driscoll, one of the senior editors over at blueandgoldillustrated.com, tweeted out, and this is a really, really good tweet. He says, Notre Dame certainly has a lot to improve upon after week one, but let's take a deep breath. ND Notre Dame beat a Power 5 team on the road 35-17. Remember, last year Notre Dame beat a 4-8 MAC team by 8 points and a 6-7 SEC team by 5 points, MAC team being Ball State, SEC team being Vanderbilt, in weeks 2 and 3 at home, and yet still went 12-0. Sit back and enjoy the ride. My point exactly. We go on the road and we play Louisville, who is trying to prove to the world that they are not the same team as they were last year, where they lost 9 games in a row, only won 2 games, and they play Notre Dame to start the season. This was Louisville's bowl game. There's a very good chance they don't make a bowl game this year. This was their opportunity. They threw everything they could at Notre Dame. And to say that Notre Dame only allowed 17 points in Louisville's house against a ruckus crowd that was in it from the very beginning and to the very end is saying something. Ohio State played Florida Atlantic and gave up 21 points at home. And is everybody saying, oh, well, Ohio State's doomed. They're not going to go undefeated. They should just give up. No. It's on the road. It's in a hostile environment. It's against a team that has nothing to lose and everything to gain. There was way more pressure on Notre Dame than there was Louisville. And it showed. And that's what I want to talk about next. The offense and Ian Book. Ian Book did not look good at all. He had very mediocre performance. And people are not happy. I'm not happy at all about the performance that Notre Dame's offense and quarterback and captain had against Louisville. I think it's overreacting. I really do. I will start that off. I have statistics to back up my reasoning. A, it's the first game of the season. I'm not trying to give Ian Book a pass here. I'm not. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but these are the facts. It's first game of the year. It's in a hostile environment. You have not played against anybody but yourself up to this point. You're going on the road. And you are expected to be flawless. Flawless. Ian Book did okay. He did fine in the first game of the season. To me, he looked like he was trying to do too much. He had too much pressure on him. It was going to his head. He didn't trust his teammates in this game. I saw a lot of scrambling. I saw a lot of bad reads. I saw a quarterback that was trying to do too much. And everybody's like, oh, he's not going to be able to do it this whole season. We're not going to be able to handle it. We're not going to be able to deal with this. It's not going to work. Here's why it's all overreacting, okay? Ian Book compared to Trevor Lawrence week 1. Okay. Trevor Lawrence for Clemson threw 23 times. He completed 13 of those passes for a grand total of 168 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. His QBR was 70.6. He rushed 3 times for 24 yards with an average of 8 yards a rush and had a 14-long-yard run. Ian Book went with 23 pass attempts, same as Lawrence, was 14 of those 23, completed 14 of those 23, threw for 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and had a QBR of 76.8. So a better QBR than Trevor Lawrence, who's playing on the number 1 team in the country right now. Ian Book carried the ball 14 times for 81 yards with a 5.8 average, with 1 touchdown and a long of 37 yards. So, is everybody overreacting to Clemson? Is everybody saying, well, Trevor Lawrence looked terrible? How dare he? He's not going to be able to go the whole 9 yards. No. It's week 1. Not everybody gets to be Tua of Alabama. Not everybody gets to be Jalen Hurts of Oklahoma. It is what it is. It's week 1. You're getting used to an actual game speed because I'm sorry, no matter who you are not going to be able to simulate game speed in training camp and in preseason, not preseason, but training camp in general. Sorry. Now, is there stuff to improve upon? Yes. Notre Dame needs to improve. Defense was sloppy. We made tons of dumbass penalties. Tons. Offsides, offsides, offsides. Drives me crazy. You don't know the snap count. Don't move until the guy in front of you moves. Period. End story. Why are you making those mistakes? Why are you giving a team free yardage that will not fly when you play the big boys? Do not give the Georgias, the Michigans, the freaking Stanfords, the USCs of the world free yardage. Don't do that. The offense couldn't convert a third down to save their life in this game. Couldn't. Was just pitiful. Got to have better third down conversion ratings. Ian Book's got to step up. The veterans have to step up. Now, all of these things will be focused on. We have an extra week to prepare for New Mexico. Everybody is talking about the Georgia game. Everybody. Fans, media, you name it. Everybody's talking about Georgia. We cannot look past New Mexico. We cannot. Look at what just happened this weekend. Georgia State beat Tennessee in frickin' Knoxville. Boise State beat Florida State in Tallahassee. Mizzou lost to Wyoming. South Carolina lost to North Carolina. If you don't take your opponent serious, you will lose the game. Notre Dame cannot be looking forward past New Mexico to Georgia in Athens in 3 weeks. They can't be. New Mexico will win. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care that Notre Dame leaps and bounds better than New Mexico and has athletes that are way better. If Notre Dame doesn't focus and they don't take New Mexico for who they really are and serious, they will lose. Now, I don't want to say much because I will have a preview, but we cannot be looking forward to Georgia. We can't. Georgia is in 3 weeks. That's, something to be worrying about later, not now. Have to pick up defensive play. There was too many missed tackles. There was too much blitzes and gap misassignments in this game. You want to beat New Mexico? You want to beat those Lobos? You got to play better than what you played against Louisville. Hopefully the home crowd will help, but hopefully this is a little bit of a wake-up call to the boys because it's not going to cut it later on in the season. Lots of room of improvement. Now, Clark Lee, I have no doubt he will figure it out. Brian Kelly, I have no concern of him figuring it out. Ian Book, no concern. I want to give a huge shout out to Kyle Hamilton. Holy cow. That kid balled out. Everything that was said about him when he was getting recruited to Notre Dame, everything. About how big of a stud he was going to be, how big of a game changer he was going to be. Whoa. He had an amazing first game against Louisville. Very, very impressive as a young player that is just seeing his first action. That is what our captains, our veterans, and these older guys need to do. They need to step up like Kyle Hamilton did. Major, major props to frickin' Kyle Hamilton. Major props. So if we can improve on the defense, missed tackles need to go away, stupid penalties need to not be made, offense has to be clicking a little bit better, we're fine. Notre Dame's fine. Still a long season ahead of us. Still a lot of games to be played. Still a lot of mayhem that's coming. Lots of mayhem. There's 2 huge matchups this coming weekend that's going to really could potentially shake up this whole college football landscape. So that's about it, guys. If you like this video, smash that like button down below. And as always, have a great day. God bless. And go Irish!